a globalizing world, the need for rootedness, for the local, for the spirit of place is very, very important. And an expansive framing of heritage is a key to expand the understanding of heritage as identity and as memory. And this is the tremendous role that is today being played by the Michelis Foundation. I think this could be a model for other institutions to follow.
This is my second time in Athens, and I'm really pleased to be here, especially because for the first time when I was here in Athens, when I visited Athens, I was only 10 years old, so I don't remember exactly all the details. And I really enjoy now, during my present visit in this wonderful city, how the past is actualized and had its contemporary relevance. And I think this is a key for the future of Athens as a touristic hub, to make it and keep the actuality of its heritage for the future generations.
Aesthetics, architecture, archaeology, landscape are all together, and working together could be the answer to the cities we want. We want to have a releasing territories. We want to have places that are happy, that are beauty, that are green. And communities are working today, co-working, how to reclaim their local landscape by working together. So I think what you are doing is very, very remarkable in order to bring all those professions together and to have a common voice. And being in this beautiful place where green, where you can feel it, the power not only of art, but the power of women to become the leaders of reclaiming the community in these very disrupted times. I was a student in Sheffield University in England when I first met George in Cambridge University. And later on, when I just became a Colombian delegate of the just founded Landscape Architecture Society, I was in Budapest, time when I met George, Doris, Lambros. And since then, every year, I see George. And we were together, and I learned from him that the importance of a global organization with the aim to construct, reclaim the landscape of the cities. So George was one of my tutors in that time, and later on I became IFLA president because of George.
I've been in Athens many times. It's a city like many other cities that's under threat by the automobile. The automobile kills not only the city, but it kills the society, the social relationship. I was invited many times to the activities of the Michelis Foundation, but the person who was in front, of course, was Professor Dionysis Zivas. We know about his contributions to the city of Athens, to the restoration of the Plaka. He was a great architect with finesse, with refinement, and he was also a person who was extremely gentle, an extremely refined person, and he was sort of disappointed by the atrocity and the brutality of modern culture. You felt this, that he wasn't happy with it. He was a personality international, with international, mondial, global feeling. He liked to meet people. He liked to he created the Association of European Aesthetics, and he did many things. He made a symposium in Athens of European aesthetics, and he invited many of us to the Michelis Foundation for interim conferences and so on. And the last time I saw him, he was quite sick, but it was with Katie Kremesi, who was helping him. Professor Dionysios wanted to show us the city from above, so he took us on very high buildings to have tea there. And he was running, he was sick, he was tired, but he was putting all his energy. He was such an enthusiastic person. He was such a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful soul. He was a beautiful soul. And so I remember him with great gratitude, love, and beautiful memories. He took us to Delphi, and I think we got close to Greece through Dionysus.
Michelis Foundation can interpret this subject. It's very important for everyone in the world. I think that the modern practice on the field of architecture and the sustainable landscape will be the must thing in these decades. Please, I think that, and I hope that Michelis Foundation can take this task to understand what the aestheticians, the architects would like to realize in this decade for the health of the humanity. I remember well Dionysios. 12 years ago, we started to organize a meeting on the topic of art and architecture, and nature, particularly architecture and nature.
I've visited Athens many times for many decades, and it's always struck me as a really welcoming and friendly city, but also one with a very strong and proud sense of its identity, both as a guardian of its fantastic cultural heritage, but also as a creative innovator. It's not stuck in the past. There are wonderful things going on in Athens right now, in film, in the fine arts, in landscape design. And what really impresses me is that foundations like the Michelis Foundation, they can really do so much to discover and nurture artistic talent and skills in Greece at the moment and connect Greek artists with those around the world. As we all know, cultural and international values are under threat right now from a number of quarters, and the Michelis Foundation can do so much to support those values. Well, heritage should never be destroyed, but it should always be renewed, refreshed, reinterpreted by each new generation, which is exactly what I think is happening in Greece right now. So each generation needs to think, what do we want to display? How and where do we want to display it? How do we want to contextualize it in the notes and so on? So culture should never be ossified, it should never be frozen, it should always be renewed.